I was angry at the coaches at WSU so much that I literally was just in the gym grinding. And it had nothing to do with WSU coaches as far as, it was all my actions, but I was so furious and so angry at them, man. People just don't know the half of what athletes go through.
Combe landed him at Wichita State for the 2011-2012 season, a year he sat out playing under head coach Greg Marshall.
Next thing I know, I get a call from head coach, and in the meeting, he kind of just backtracked on a lot of things. So I decided to leave, and they were calling, texting, just didn't answer nothing. You know, I was desired as a recruit, right? Bona fide scorer. I just didn't understand it. My anxiety led me to think that, okay, they're gonna screw me again. It could have been something that could have been worked out. It's just, it didn't work out the right way or the way I thought it should. That led me to flee. Again, more of the childhood traumas that I probably had, more of the things that could have been affecting me in my life that I did not know in the process.
I honestly wanted to give up as I felt coming home from WSU.
But now knowing the business side of it and knowing, understanding how all this kind of stuff works, I see where they were trying to go. So I understand where he was coming from, you know, now in hindsight. But as a young man at that time, thinking like, man, this led me to think, man, I'm about to just go get a job. I'm done. And
yeah, I feel you.
Got a call from Coach Faber at Friends. To me, the number one thing to be a good player is confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, for me to average 30-something points, all that took was confidence. I worked on my game. I was a mini celebrity at Friends. It was weird stuff. People touching me and like, oh my gosh, Judge Mitchell's here at the party. Like, it was just like weird stuff. Like, I'm like, yo, man, I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm just happy to be here. Like,
it wasn't until his fourth school that Mitchell was able to shine on the court in 2014.
Ended up at Friends and probably had the best season of my career. I was actually National Player of the Year at the NAIA level. I averaged 32 points a game. That's the highest in the nation at that time.
I love what I did for Friends. It actually put me in the Hall of Fame, as you spoke about. I think I'm one, if not the only, but one of the youngest ever placed in Hall of Fame. I was placed in 2019, graduated in 2014. So to me, this is the dumbest rule in pickup basketball. So if you go
fully connected.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we get started with the episode, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. I realize the majority of people who watch this podcast haven't yet subscribed to the podcast. So take that time right now to hit that subscribe button and to smash that like button. I really appreciate the support. Now let's get back to the episode. Yeah. Welcome back to the Fully Connected Podcast, your go-to destination for inspirational conversations to help you become your greatest version. I am your host, Chris Jones, licensed therapist and owner of Fully Connected Counseling. Today we got a special guest. He's a Wichita Hall of Famer, right? He's played for several different colleges, from Hutchinson Community College, Wichita State, and Friends University, where he won National Player of the Year, averaging about 32 points a game, man. He's played professionally in Canada, right? And he was the head coach of Southeast for 2 years, you know, his former high school where he dominated in varsity basketball, letting everybody know how he does, making a name for himself, right? Now he works in the Diversity and Inclusion Department for Wichita Public Schools, where my dad actually used to work. And he now founded Kansas Stars, a youth basketball program, teaching kids how to win on the court and off the court, all right? He's a girl dad, right? He's a husband. Without further ado, we got Mr. Joe Mitchell in the building, man. What's going on, bro?
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro. What's up,
love,
bro?
Man. I appreciate that.
Definitely, man.
Life is good.
Life is good. Yeah, we were talking before recording, man. I remember I had the honor to be able to DJ at you and Bailey's wedding, so I really appreciate that. I was trying to figure out, it was December 2016, right?
December 2016, man. It seems forever ago, but yes, bro. Man, it was a great time. We often have a running joke saying it was the longest wedding ever because we originally had a destination wedding in Vegas on the 17th.
Man,
and
that's true.
We went to our honeymoon, came back, and then had a Wichita reception for all of our friends and family, or most of our friends and family that couldn't make it.
Definitely.
Which honestly, I wouldn't change it, wouldn't do it any other way. I think it was the best for us at the time.
Absolutely.
Some people did get left out, sorry in advance, but
yeah.
or sorry in the past, but you know,
it is what it is, man. You know, I remember at the wedding, at the end of the wedding when I was DJing, you said something about wanting a baby, and now you got three kids, man.
Nova, Remy, and our newest addition, Drew.
Yeah, I know you're excited to have a boy.
Yeah, I am.
You want to put him in the sports, football, basketball, everything. I know he's going to be a baller.
I do, and we can kind of talk about that perspective a little later. But Nova, my firstborn, the one that kind of changed my life and you know made me become more of a man. I should say, absolutely. Or for lack, you know, it just brought the maturity out of me to want to do more, not only for myself, but now I have a seat that's looking after me.
Man, bro, that's what's up, man. So I want to kind of let everybody know how we originally met. You know, shouts out to Bryce Laviest.
Yes,
you know, I remember going to Bryce's house back in middle school, you know, and elementary, man, hooping on that backyard, on that court, bro. And I swear, I was like, man, the only person I felt like back at that time, Bryce was like the best player.
Bryce
Wichita
really good.
at the time. Like, that was how I was feeling. I was like, man, Bryce, like, nobody can beat Bryce. But I was like, if somebody could beat Bryce, it's going to be Joe.
So Bryce was a great friend of mine.
Yeah, man.
More like family, he's a brother.
Absolutely,
to me. But I'll give you this story, Biddy basketball.
Bro, Biddy, what happened?
Biddy basketball.
We're going to get to that later. Like, what happened to Biddy?
Biddy was a great time, great experience for young kids. I wish they wouldn't have got rid of it, but it was a time where me and Bryce were not on the same team. And it was a battle, honestly. You know, you have a different story, but at the beginning, Bryce would win. You know, I thought some other names that were on my team at the time: Deion Graham, Joseph Randall.
Joseph
also
Deion.
Played with D-Mac, DeMarcus Robinson. I don't know if you know D-Mac. We were all kind of in the mix of teams at that time. But at the end of the season, they give out Mr. Biddies. And one time, I think I give it to Bryce. The very first time I realized I can get an award, Bryce got it over me. I think it was like Mr. Itsy Bitty or something. Mr. Mitty
Mr. Itsy Bitty, yeah, something like that, right?
I end up winning 3 awards. I got Mitty Bitty, I got Mr. Bitty twice.
Dang.
And I think, I don't have any recall of my trophies, but I got a Darnell Valentine one time.
I'm not familiar with that award.
So Darnell is like the best of the best, and you get that. I got it my 7th grade year because I didn't make the team at Coleman. So I'm playing against a lot.
You didn't make it at Coleman?
Yeah, I didn't make it.
That's crazy, bro.
A lot of people don't know that story either, but I didn't make it at Coleman, and I was still playing Biddy. So I dominated. A lot of the better players were playing school ball at the time. So.
Bro, in 6th grade, I remember like when y'all would be hooping, I'm like, damn, this boy Joe's like, he's just genetically built to dominate in sports, bro. I was just like, man, it's unbelievable, bro. But Biddy, you know, I loved Biddy basketball, man. I was curious, like, what happened to Biddy? Because for me, you know, it just felt like it just disappeared.
It really did. And also for me, too, because as we got older, got to different aspects of our lives, going to college, look up and then like, Biddy shut down. What? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got inducted into the Biddy Basketball Hall of Fame, and I asked and kind of gave me a little generic answer, but it was money issues. I guess some people were skimming money off the top or whatever the case may be. And they eventually ended up selling it to, I believe, YMCA for like dirt cheap, like $1 or something. And
no way.
I don't fact check me on that, but I think that's what I was hearing. And
well, imagine if you would have bought that.
I know, man. And
if they're paying $1, like I would.
Right now, though, I heard another company or another team in the city of Wichita, which is good for Wichita, has bought that space, and now it's opening up for training and things like that.
What team was it that you were playing for on Biddy?
So when I first started, this is with Bryce. We played for the Bulls. And Roger Dunn was our coach.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what Roger's doing now, but Roger Dunn kind of got me into basketball. At that time, I was more or less playing hoop it up during the summer. Also played at the local parks like Edgemore and McAdams and things like that. Right. And when I got into Biddy, it was like a whole different environment. I used to cry. I didn't like to play. I used to cry.
No way.
To go out there. My mom, dad. My mom was always very supportive. You know, rest her soul. She was very supportive. Like, you don't got to go, but just watch, you know, type of thing. My dad used to get on me.
Oh, yeah, he was the one?
Get your scary butt out there and stuff like that, you know. And eventually, you know, I built up the courage to go because my constant practicing.
Yeah, man.
And realized that I was good enough to play out there. And still having my pops over me, you know, telling me how to do things and what to do, which I wouldn't change it now, but back then it was a lot, man.
It's definitely, man. And so both your parents, they were married?
Never married, but common law.
Common law, yeah. Yeah, that 10 years, I believe, right?
Yeah, they was together forever my whole life.
Definitely, man.
So I dive a little into that. My pops is from Alabama, Millport, Alabama, and he got here through the military. Okay. And back then, you were either accepted or not accepted due to passing your physical, and my dad's flat-footed, so he was not, I guess, accepted in the military back then. So he ended up working at Raytheon, and that's how he met my mother.
That's how they met?
Yeah, I met my mother, and it's a big age gap too. My dad's like 11 years older than my mother.
Right. And you got, how many siblings do you have?
Four.
Are you the only boy?
No, I have an older brother. Okay. Rodney, my brother Rod. You
got to take a deep breath for that one.
Yeah, man, he's a big inspiration for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if he truly knows it, man. My brother's 5 years older than me and has some trouble with some things, and the way he handles business now, how he is, you know, been institutionalized, got now restarted his life, got married, has about 5 kids. And doing what he's needing to do up in Lenexa, Kansas. I mean,
absolutely, bro.
To me, that's big time for me.
Definitely. So, who inspired you to want to start coaching? You know, and what team was that? Was it your first team coaching? Was it for?
Honestly, when I got into the district, so I was a para
at Wilbur, right?
Yep, at Wilbur. Decided not to chase basketball anymore. My wife actually. Talking to the principal, she was an administrative assistant while she was going through school.
Yep.
So talked to the principal. He's like, we need a pair. And I went in, got the job. Shout out to Mark Jolliffe, who was the principal at the time. He's now retired. But got in there, and Eric Flippy, he was my administrator at Southeastern School. He was the assistant principal at Coleman Middle School at the time. He golfs at Tallgrass. And, you know, we lived over there. And have to connect again, and one thing led to another. He reached out and asked if I was interested in coaching because Coleman head coaching position came about. So I was like, yeah, sure. You know, it gave me the little disclaimer: you got to interview, things like that. Went to go interview with Jeff Friend, who's a principal at Robinson now, and I got hired. And that was my first coaching gig. And I would say nothing really was like, yeah, I wanted to coach.
Right.
If I'm being completely honest, like truly honest, I really don't like it, but I feel the knowledge that I was blessed with, things like that, and wanting to give back, that is kind of my free way of doing that.
Right. You say you don't like it. What do you mean exactly?
It's the toxic environment about it, the toxicity about it.
About coaching?
Yeah, about coaching, like the parenting, the parents.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know some of those parents, they be...
Yeah, the prima donna of players.
Right.
To me, kids just don't want it. And I'm not saying every kid has to go play pro.
Right.
And I hope parents understand not every kid won't play pro, you know? And but the things that sports can teach you, the discipline is the main thing.
Right.
When you got kids showing up late,
and
parents supporting that, when you got kids not giving their best effort in practice and expecting to play, parents supporting that.
Yeah, it's kind of enabling those kids.
And I can't really mesh with that. Hence on why I started with the younger crew. Because now parents are more open. Parents are either committed or they're not committed.
Right, because see, coaching at the high school level, you definitely have to deal more with the people, the parents and all that stuff. They're trying to get the scholarships. But now, like coaching, I think you said, what, 4th grade?
I coach 4th grade. Yeah. So to tell you a little more about the Stars, we have...
Perfect.
boys and girls. Basketball, and we have volleyball. I can never get the number of teams off top, but we pretty much got first grade to fifth grade.
Wow.
Of teams on both sides. And me and Trotter was both teaching PE at Southeast at the time. And he was having some issues with his son's previous team. And he was throwing some ideas off on me, like, hey, how would you respond to this or react to this? And I was like, man, blah, blah, blah. And we come to a discussion. He comes in, man, we should have started our own. And then I'm always like, second guessing or second thought, like, I don't know, type of thing. And he kind of talked me into it. And it came about, I say 2 years ago, we had one team, fourth grade team, his son. I was coaching his son and some other guys. We played in Hawaii and we, just dominated. And like it was, I hate to say this, but it was bad. It made me miss Biddy basketball because it wasn't as competitive. And
Biddy was very competitive.
Yeah, it's hard to coach that, but we dominated and we had interest from parents from, all ages. Like, do you have any more teams? Can we join this team?
Man.
He's not, and that's how it expanded.
Super dope. So coaching the younger kids is a lot more fun.
Yeah, man, it brought me the love back. It brought the love back to me. Just watching them grow, seeing how excited they are.
Man,
just give them a simple task. Like, we get a steal here, I get you ice cream or something. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
they go crazy. You get what I'm saying? Or
like we're going to Brahms.
it just, or like I do push-ups if you miss. They like that type of stuff.
That's fun.
It's easy to connect, and that makes me love the game more because they taking it serious, and that's a way for me to connect, which other coaches have their way of connecting as well. But trying to motivate them to give more than what they're already giving.
Definitely. Was there ever a time when you fell out of love with basketball?
Oh, yeah, man. I would say my sophomore year leaving Hutch, I did not want to play no more.
Wow. You went to Ohio, right?
Yeah, went to University of Ohio. I think it was more of just personal things going on with my family, wanting to be around to help support that. And also the noise. Am I truly this good? What is next? Scared of growing up, honestly.
Yeah.
Hutch, I tell people all the time, that was like the best time of my life.
Wow.
I had a roommate, Dylan Friends. Shout out Dylan Friends.
Okay.
I'll probably send this to him. But Dylan from Phillipsburg, Kansas. Culture shock. Didn't really know much about him. We played against each other a few times in MAYB, but we come on our visit to Hutch together.
Right.
And along with another guy, Bruce Reed from Olathe. But hit it off from jump.
Yeah.
And ended up being roommates.
That's dope.
Me and Dylan started, I want to say, almost every game. But Hutch, just from that experience and with Coach Check, a lot of people don't know this. Coach Check actually coached my mother in middle school.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What?
At Jordan Middle School.
Wow. So your mom was hooping at Jordan?
Yeah. Well, he coached her like almost softball. I think it was like multiple sports. That's a story Coach Check will have to tell. But from my understanding, he was a multi-sport coach back then.
So your mom, she played basketball and what other sports was she playing?
Track, softball, basketball. Coming up, she said she played it all, but
man,
I never seen proof.
You got the abilities from mom, maybe?
My pops. So
Pops, he was one.
My pops was. They used to say the fastest man in Millport. In hindsight, now I can speak. Millport's a town of maybe 100 people. But they used to say he was the fastest man in Millport. But he was a tailback.
Right.
I believe he went to South Lamar High down there. And back in his time with the segregation and things of that, he went to a school that was majority black, I believe. And then he ended up transitioning to a segregated school. He had scholarships out of high school to go play college ball.
Yeah.
But chose to go military route.
Dang, your dad, man. So you say your dad was the fastest man
In Millport, Alabama.
Man.
Again, I don't have no Toms. I don't have none like that. I believe him though. My dad's built. He's built like an athlete, just kind of like me. I have the same broad shoulders.
Is he 6 foot as well?
No, he's about 5'10", 5'11". But yeah, he's built. Still, I mean, I think my dad's about 60 something.
Oh, real? Okay.
Late 60s probably, and or early 70s, and he still looks good. He had some up and downs with his health, but he's back and he's still kicking. But what I was gonna say is, so the military, he got kicked out of the military due to him being flat-footed and met my mom and things like that. Right. And kind of what got him into Wichita, and that's how I came. And then I had a little sister as well. We have the same mom and dad. So my older brother and sister, we don't have the same mom and dad.
I remember you saying like your mom actually did pass away.
Yeah, September 2nd.
A few years ago, man.
2021.
You know, man, and I know that had to be and still has to be really hard for you, bro, like losing a parent, bro, like, because I'm guessing she's definitely was a big inspiration when it comes to like just life overall, bro.
Yeah. My mom was my best friend.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to talk without getting emotion, not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to suppress it, but it's just, it's a heavy topic for me, and with her death date just passing too. But my best friend, and how she passed, it was just, that's what's more devastating about it. Yeah. Didn't really get a chance to say goodbye. It was alone. Yeah, one was there with her, and those things hurt me. Yeah. Hurts me a lot, man. And getting a call at work, forever traumatizing. You know, forever traumatized. I always keep my phone on me. Yeah. I tell my wife all the time, you call them and answer regardless. So if it's not important, you better answer. And she knows that. And I think that's just how my life is. My family's always number one.
Absolutely, man. I know Bailey was there for you and everybody else, you know, holding it down for you there, man. But yeah, man, it's crazy, you know, because back there when I was DJing at the wedding, just to think like back in 2015, would you have imagined like all the, you know, good things that have happened in your life as well, you know?
Actually, man, back then I was more in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
And now I kind of try to prep and think for the future.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to get back into that because my children, they're growing so fast. Man.
Oh, man. Kids be growing.
And what I try to do is leave the phone alone, but you want to document everything. It's like a rock and a hard place, you know? Like, I want to document everything, but also I want to just put it down to be
in the moment.
Yes. And but our life, man, is beautiful. We are blessed to say the least. And I think that what me and Bailey have created is my greatest accomplishment, honestly.
Definitely. Did you guys meet at Wilbur?
No. So me and Bailey met at Friends University.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
University. So a lot of people don't know this story. I kind of give you the college rundown. Mm-hmm. So after Hutch, I went to Ohio.
Yep.
So when I was Ohio from probably end of May till September. They in
May
tears.
September.
There.
So it was about like
4 or so months.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't do it. Being homesick, like I said, I was just wanting to be around my family. So ended up coming home and got in at WSU. Yeah. And it's more to that story too, but not to go into too much detail. We got in at WSU. Long story short, in a sense, ended up leaving WSU and going to Friends.
Okay.
And I can hit on that story if you would like.
Yeah, for sure.
The WSU story, but it's just a lot to process. But went to Friends. I was cleared to play the last, I think, 4 games of Friends University. Yeah. That would have been my junior season. And I played, but it wasn't like nothing. I didn't play a lot because I'm the new kid. I just got here in February. Now I'm playing in, late February. Mm-hmm. So, it just wouldn't look right. So basically, I had those 4 games in 1 year at Friends.
Okay.
So in that 1 year, or in that 4 games, that's kind of when I start trying to interact with Bailey. Bailey was the door girl. Okay. I had a good friend named Brandon Johnson. Brandon was he was just kind of like my best bud at Friends. Still a good friend of mine. Don't talk to him as much, but he kind of connected me with Bailey because he lived on campus. I live on campus. She lived on campus, and from there it was history.
Man, that's super dope, bro.
Yep. We kind of start mingling, hanging out. We dated, and then we broke up. And then we eventually got back together and been together since.
Absolutely, man. That's a beautiful story, man. What would you say are some of the things like you learned with about yourself with being a husband, you know? Because now it's been, how many years is it? 2016? Like about 8?
Yeah, 8 years married. We've been together 10-ish. It's 10, official 10. So I would say it's more things that I needed to work on for myself.
Yeah.
Patience, which I'm still working on.
Man, it's
communication, how I'm speaking to her, how I'm speaking to a lot of people actually. Those are the two main things. I think everything else comes from that. Because I feel you have good communication, everything else flows.
Absolutely.
You have patience, everything else flows.
Right.
You know, with us coming from different cultures, it was a challenge at first.
Yeah.
You know, I fell in love with Bailey because of who she was as a person.
Yeah.
Of course, not her skin color, but how she reminded me a lot of my mom, honestly.
Yeah.
She's very genuine, always a jolly person, easy to talk to. She's a great listener. She'll tell you to this day, when our phone calls back then, it would just be a lot of me talking and her just, like seriously. And then, you know, nowadays, you know, we have more substance in our, but I'm just telling her about my life and such and such did this, blah, 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 you know. And
right.
now, it's funny now, but I'm like, yeah, I don't even know why she stuck around. I just really heard her out, you know, but that's just kind of the type of person she is. She's very selfless. And that's what drew me to her, made me fall in love
that's
with
beautiful.
her.
That's
Huge
beautiful.
heart.
That's beautiful.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you met Bailey. You guys been married now 8 years, bro.
Yeah,
and
man.
It's a beautiful story.
I was gonna say is Bailey is not only, you know, my significant other, best friend.
Yeah.
She was also a great athlete.
Right. She played volleyball, right?
Played volleyball, and you know, we always thought Bailey could have been a Division I athlete for sure, but she was Libero of the Year twice in the conference. I don't know how she stacked in the national level, but a lot of times she was probably top 10, top 5 in digs.
Oh, wow.
She was a libero, so mainly a defensive specialist. And they are the ones that were the different color. So
that's what it is. Yeah. Because I was like, man, I'm not too familiar with the volleyball terms. Yeah.
So, but she pretty much was a player from the moment she stepped foot at Friends. So I'm very proud of her for that. And because she's a year younger than me, so after I graduated and was trying to chase pro and back and forth in and out of town, I would pop in and go up with her parents to watch her games, and it was a better, well, I guess I say a different experience being able to watch someone compete versus, because I'm always the one competing in a sense, or if I'm watching, it's either pro level or some people that I'm really not that close with.
I wanted to go back on that point too, if you feel comfortable about, like, because in the past, like, you know, I did have an ex, and she was a different race as well, and like her parents were, you know, different, you know, I would say that, or maybe not all the way accepting, and it definitely messed up our situation. But like, you know, how did you get over the hurdles, or maybe like even any like advice for people who are dating outside the race who struggle, like, because obviously you guys are still rocking it and being able to do it strong, because it is a difficulty. Even my current girlfriend, she's Laos, so like there's always kind of the culture differences of dating outside the race. But yeah,
as I mentioned earlier, you know, I didn't marry Bailey because she was white.
Absolutely.
I fell in love with her as the person. I think that is the main thing that will help get over the hurdles. Second thing, we ran into our hiccups as well.
Yeah.
I'm an open book too, so I just share it, but certain parts of her family was not accepting of our relationship. Luckily, her immediate family, so her mom, dad, and brother, they're very, I mean, they're close knit. It's just them four in a sense.
Right.
Were very accepting of me. Dad was very accepting of me. Mom was accepting of me, and that kind of helped our relationship. I would say I get more loud feedback from people who look like me.
Man, the Dr. Umars and all them.
Yeah. I feel that, people feel I let the community down or whatever down because I chose outside my race, and being someone from the North Side that is not in jail, that is not in gangs, I can see the perspective, but at the end of the day, like, we're not going through life thinking, I gotta marry a black girl or I want to marry a white girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
And I feel like that's how society pictures it. I done heard statements like, Joe only date white girls. Bailey's the only white girl I ever dated.
And I got that my whole life, bro.
It's just, again, it used to be a touchy subject for me.
Yeah.
Because of, like, I don't know. I feel like I get it all the time going into a restaurant. Now my subconscious, man, we're not even getting the service the way it should be. And at times it is like that. And I say it is probably due to us being interracial. I've been in several rooms where I'm the only, we like to call it, only chocolate chip in the cookie.
I like it.
And
the chocolate chip in the cookie.
I felt comfortable. Right. And then I've been in rooms where I am, it's a lot of chocolate chips and I felt uncomfortable. I think if we look at it from a human perspective or a person perspective, all those things won't be as effective, if that makes sense. But the advice I would give, you like who you love. It's absolutely. You like who you like, you love who you love. My mom accepted her. That's all I needed. Bingo. Her mom accepted me. That's all we needed. I asked her parents, mom and dad, for permission to marry her, and it was a no-brainer. Man, that's awesome. That they didn't hesitate. It wasn't no speculation. It was just like that. And that makes it feel right too. I would say it was also gestures that kind of made me feel comfortable too with Bailey. That came from her mom at the time we were in college. Just kind of knowing my situation, not knowing my situation, but just wanting to help out. And that showed like, okay, she must really do care about me, Yeah. Bro. And also what I mean by gestures, inviting us over for food. These things mean stuff to me. It's not like she using her pocketbook to buy my love in a sense. This is like, oh, you trying to feed me? Okay, I like this.
Yeah, right.
That made me feel special, So like I was saying, my advice to them, what I would say is, if you're going to love the person, love the person. Don't let others influence it, because it's going to happen. Man. It's my last thought on there, but I always get, what made you choose a white girl? And it's kind of hitting what we're saying. It's like, so if I was to choose a black girl, okay, and it doesn't work out, right, that is okay. If I choose a white black girl and I break her heart, I do all these kind of negative stereotypes that happen. Is that okay? If I choose a black girl and I break her or create a broken family, is that okay? Because what I feel is what people's asking, it's okay for me to date somebody I truly don't like, long as it's black to black in a sense.
Ain't that crazy?
Versus dating a white girl and have a great situation. My kids would be raised in a great situation, a healthy household. Opposed to that because she's white.
There's so much division, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like people are not actually seeing the bigger picture, and they're making it more about them or whatever, not actually understanding like love doesn't have a color
at all.
Doesn't have a color. You never know who, God's gonna bring you, but definitely there's like, pro blackity black folks who feel like this or that. But at the end of the day, man, bro, we all the same. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you're able to, that it worked. In my situation in the past, it was like her immediate family was like, no. So I'm just like, man, I don't think I can be able to, be able to do that. So it is what it is. But man, this is a beautiful story, from how you guys met and then even how you guys are still, holding it down.
I was just hit on the division. You know, now my mindset is more on how life is. It's like unraveling for me.
Right.
And you think about it, everything is a division when it comes to politics, race, school. Right. I mean, we are taught to pick a side. And I often argue with people because certain things can be two things at once, you know? I'm not a Trump supporter, but I don't hate Trump. You know what I'm saying? But it will go hand in hand. You don't support Trump, you hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things. Like, I wish if people had more of an open mind, like what can the world be if we didn't have a Democrat and a Republican? You know, if we didn't have black and white, or you like Adidas, I like Nike.
Right.
Like, there's so many things that divide us in this world, man, and it makes it beautiful and at the same time it's so toxic.
Bro, it's crazy. I mean, divide and conquer. Yeah. You know, like the crazy thing is even when you look at sports, you know, it's about division too, but it's fun. And so I think at human nature, I think human nature enjoys the competition maybe a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what it comes down to, but humans were, you know, a tribal species, you know, we always find our pack. And I think that's what nowadays with like politics, I think people are, you know, we live in a time when people feel so disconnected. So now people can say, hey, this is my guy and I'm going to root for them because identity politics, really. Yeah. This is kind of how I look at it. It's just like they represent something that you believe. Okay, cool. You know, but I think it becomes toxic when now it's like, oh, well, if you don't, you know, vote how I vote, you know, I hate y'all and this and that. That's where the toxicity comes at. Right. Just like even with sports, you see people getting killed after their team loses. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I forget I think it might have been a Super Bowl game in the past. Like somebody ran somebody over because they had the opposite jersey.
I don't mean to laugh, but that is crazy. You know?
It's crazy.
I know. I used to be. I remember we're outside playing ball in McAdams, and you know we're on one court, just young teenagers playing around, and next thing you know, a big fight breaks out on the other court. And I never understood fighting with basketball until I got older. Really? Like it gives you you so competitive, which I am a competitor. And when people try to manipulate the game to cheat, oh my God, that takes you off. Like it does. Or they bend the rules to enhance them. Like this is to me, this is the dumbest rule in pickup basketball. So if you go to the school and you get fouled and you call foul, make or miss, right? It's check up. To me, that is the dumbest rule. Because in basketball, if I get fouled and I make the shot, bucket, and I get the ball, I get a free throw in a sense. Right. So in pickup, that is the biggest argument with me, Ellis.
Bro, I never really thought about it.
Because I'm like, bro, if you foul me and I make this shot, that is bucket. We're on defense. That's fine. You have the ball. We're on defense. I'm not about to play another possession. Or I hate the situation where it's like, it'd be, you know, whatever, 14-14. I like to play straight up, no deuce. You know, no win by 2. Okay. They will foul 10 straight possessions to prevent you from scoring.
Wow, where are you playing at?
Like, I don't play any more pickup basketball due to this. It just became to a point it was so toxic. Like, I used to call my wife after like literally, bro, decompress. Like, wow. She'd be mad at me, and she would come in the gym and see the type of character I am in that environment. Yeah. Oh, she'd be Joe Ross. Like, she did not like that.
She don't play that.
Nah. And it actually makes me a better person, because truly I should not be behaving that way. And now in my new practice and my growth, not cursing, not saying the N-word, things of that nature.
Right, but for sure.
Back then, it was a different me. In that competitive nature, you may be all type of things. And now we're about to go blows over, you know, I scored game point and you want me to check the ball up. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think it was like after you got married and started becoming more mature and, you know, not being like the old Joe, as you say?
I think it came with that and with just maturing, growing. Bailey has helped me so much, honestly.
Yeah,
She is, I ain't gonna say she's fully responsible, but she has opened my mind to a whole different realm of thinking, understanding, again, the patience side. Having patience for someone that looks like me that is clearly unregulated in times like that.
Mm-hmm.
Me being more unregulated is not going to help the situation.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And to be able to have that presence of mind to be able to be like, okay, you know, how can we solve it? Or what is it's really not a big deal. It's not NBA championship. We ain't game 7. You know, this ain't,
right.
This ain't, we about to go work or we about to go to back home. Like, it's nothing like that. It's
right, man.
But we take it so serious because of that competitiveness. And also, I go one step deeper. It's the traumas that we are suffering from that brings that out.
And the psychology of a pickup game.
Yeah, man. It's. I think it's truly is so deep. And if I'm not a mental health professional, but to unravel that, if someone did a study into that, I think they will be mind blown.
That would be really
interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
But yeah, I had to share that, man.
No, I appreciate you sharing that, man. It's a whole nother perspective. I never really thought about it like that. I never really thought about the psychology of a pickup game, you know. But like, because I know sometimes at the Northwild, like when I work out in the gym, I see people playing down there. But yeah, it be getting intense. I'm like, damn, it's like only like 6 a.m. Like, why are y'all going so hard?
It does,
like,
man.
you got to go to work, and work is already sometimes stressful enough.
It ruins relationships, man. One of my best friends, man, Kaylin, me and Kaylin, Gary, them fought over basketball so much, and you know, it's because he's a first class competitor. Mm-hmm. I'm a first class competitor. We have came up in pretty much. I met him at Coleman, but middle school, high school, right. We know each other. It's just getting to that point and getting so involved in the dysregulation. Now we're saying stuff we truly don't mean. Whether it's true or not, it hurts, you know? And that led to us fighting at times. I mean, it was times me and Kellen speak for months, years. We're on good terms now, but just giving perspective of how basketball can ruin things, you know?
It's crazy, man. Do you think it makes people a better player? Like if they do have that nature on the court?
The competitiveness, yes. I think you definitely will be a better player if you have competitive. But to me, the number one thing to be a good player is confidence.
Absolutely.
You have confidence. Nothing. Like I used to tell people all the time, you know, for me to average 30-some points, all that took was confidence. I worked on my game. I was angry at WSU. I was angry at the coaches at WSU so much that I literally was just in the gym grinding. And then when I got to Friends, knowing half of these, like none of these dudes even remotely on my level, not to sound confident or not sound cocky or anything, just confident, you know, I know I had to demolish them. Otherwise, it would have been a conversation with Joe. Should have been playing at NAI the whole time. Mm-hmm. You know, if I would have just blended. Mm-hmm. So with me standing out,
you making a point.
Made my point that man, I should have been here, you know, and it had nothing to do with WSU coach as far as it was all my actions, but I was so furious and so angry at them, man.
What happened? Because you were playing the year they went to the Final Four.
So that's the year I left. So the year I set out was the 2011 to 12.
Yeah. Okay.
So we won the Missouri Valley Championship for like the first time in years. And I actually got a ring for that, man. But that following year, I am supposed to be on scholarship. And when I left Ohio, I was in communication with the coaches. I had a scholarship to go to WSU before I went to Ohio. Just give you that rundown. So my top 3 schools, WSU, Ohio, Iowa State. Okay. Iowa State signed a guy named Tyrus McGee. He actually played for the Aftershocks. He's from Arc City, went to Cali. Signed a guard. I didn't want to go to a school that you just signed a new guard. I mean, I ain't about to split minutes with dude. So I ended up going to Ohio because Jamal Walker, Wichita native, went to Heights, graduated from South. I mean, honestly, I would say should be a legend in school. I mean, basketball legend, really, really good. think ended up playing at St. Louis University, but had a relationship with him. Grandparents stayed around the corner from my house that we were living in at the time. So I was like, oh man, I know somebody. I'm gonna go to Ohio. I can be a big fish. Like they got stuff, which was a great fit. I turned out to be good at Ohio, but I just couldn't do it mentally. So after I decided I wanted to leave, I'm talking to some coaches at Wichita State. I don't want to say their names, but conversate with them. Had my mother, my auntie on the line with me. Things were said and promised to me. And
for the 2012 year,
for the 2011 year, because remember I'm at Ohio from May. That's when I just left JUCO, from May to September. So I end up enrolling at WSU like on the last day you can enroll. I got WSU. So, and it was like a late September, October. But got in WSU, and everything went well that first year. I was a red shirt. Had Ron Baker on, who was the red shirt team. Ron Baker, another guy, Jake Paul or something, or not Jake Paul, Jake White, I'm sorry. But kind of, we was solid as a little scout team. And Malcolm Armstead too, another lefty from Oregon. But we was solid, man, and did well. I wasn't a scrub. I felt that I earned my keep. I wasn't there just blending. If that was the case, I would have stayed and became a walk-on. We know at this age, I know if I'm good or not.
So how can you be able to start? That's what I don't understand. Like, why didn't they? Marshall didn't see you as a player to start.
So at the time I'm sitting now, I'm not allowed to play legally. I'm not. I'm ineligible due to NCAA transferring rules. We didn't have the portal and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I had to sit out. So that following year, we have. Actually, I left the night right before Midnight Madness or Shocker Madness, but we had basically went to go get our books and things like that. And I'm like, hey, where my books at? I'm on scholarship this year. And I talked to our equipment manager. He was like, yeah, you should be. This is a statement out of his mouth. Yeah, you should. Let me check into that. Next thing I know, I get a call or text from head coach. Hey, let's meet here at this time. Kind of like, cool. I brought my pops with me. And in the meeting, he kind of just backtracked on a lot of things. Mind you, we just brought in Fred, Van Fleet. Malcolm's also eligible. I'm eligible. We just come off a winning season. Lost Joe Ragland. Lost David Cowles. Trey Murray's gone now. So I understand where he was coming from, now in hindsight. But as a young man at that time, thinking like, man, I was desired as a recruit.
Right.
I bona fide scorer. I've came in, defended. I've came in and played.
Right, man.
Well, I just didn't understand it. But now knowing the business side of it and understanding how all this kind of stuff works, I see where they were trying to go. So I decided to leave, and they were calling, texting. I just didn't answer nothing. I left it all. And again, mind you, when I told you I was kind of done playing after my sophomore year, this led me to think, man, I'm about to just go get a job. I'm done. And
I feel you.
Got a call from Coach Faber at Friends.
So with WSU, they were trying to call you back, you said?
They were trying to work with me.
What was going on? Why you didn't want to work with them? Because you said now, like, you understand it was like the business side of it. Like,
so you have out-of-staters and you have in-staters. So in-state tuition, out-state tuition. It is possible that, I could have been, me being from Wichita, me being a graduate from Wichita Southeast, doing what I did at junior college, somebody would have paid my tuition, if that makes sense. I would have been able to still be a part of the team, but technically not on scholarship.
So then they wouldn't be able to make money?
No, they would have been able to pay for my schooling and be able to have me on the team. So it would have been a win-win for both.
Gotcha.
But my stubbornness, my lack of knowledge allowed me to be like, man, screw them. I ain't messing with them. They screwed me. And that was it. And as I said, it's, I had Demetric Williams. Shout out Demetric Williams. I think he's assistant coach at West. But as we talked down after I left, man, he's like, man, you could have had my scholarship. You know, things like that was said. So I felt like, you know, it could have been something that could have been worked out. Yeah. It's just, it didn't work out the right way or the way I thought it should. Right. That led me to flee. Again, more of the, you know, childhood traumas that I probably had, more of the things that could have been affecting me in my life that I did not know to process.
Now looking back at it, what do you think it was?
I think I had some anxiety, whereas everything has to go right for me to feel successful. If I'm going to,
I feel that way.
Like if like it just has to go smooth for this to be a successful like podcast. Like
you're right, for sure.
Nobody coming here trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like the anxiety of that, and with it unfolding and knowing what would others say. Yeah, man. Like what would they say? Joe's not on scholarship at WSU. You know, like that type of mindset. Again, I'm 18, 19 years old.
A lot of pride.
Yeah, pride, hurt. That's what I would credit it to. Honestly, I haven't truly unpacked a lot in my life to get to the meat and bones of that, meat and potatoes of that. But I think that kind of was my anxiety led me to think that, okay, they're going to screw me again.
But now thinking about this, Joe, now seeing this, connecting these dots, because you went to WSU before Friends. Mm-hmm. And you met Bailey at Friends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we often talk about that. If I would have, because I tell her all the time, you know, my only, and I just say regret. We look at regrets as negatives, but
it's crazy though, connecting those dots, Joe. Because I'm just now piecing it together. Like I'm getting emotional for you a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Because if you would have continued at WSU,
who knows the life I have now, and if it would be successful, or if I would be out here with multiple baby mamas. Or if I, you know, be chasing girls, because that what people don't realize, the Division I life is crazy. And being at WSU, no football, you have baseball. I mean, when you talk about males in the limelight in Wichita, they are our superstars.
Absolutely, because they don't have a football team.
Nothing. Like, you know, you see them down. Everybody want to take a picture, get an autograph. You know.
A lot of attention.
We used to go out to Doc Howard's. I don't know if you remember Doc Howard's.
Doc Howard's. I miss Doc Howard's low key though.
We used to get in Doc's for free when I was at Wichita State. So anytime we wanted to go down there, we was getting it for free. And
free.
I mean, I'm talking. It was a good life.
I remember when the WSU team would walk in, like with the Clee Anthony's and everybody. I'm like, man, y'all still in the show, man. Y'all like 6 foot something, like.
it was a great time, man.
And, for sure.
When you have all of that, like I say, my life would have been completely different.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's a lot more. You have to be, you know, sexually disciplined. You got to be in the right situations. There's a lot more opportunities, whether it be good or bad, you know, and if you're young and prideful and in that ego mentality, it can, I mean, you've seen it with other players.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I say, I just one regret, but I wouldn't change my life for anything, man.
It's crazy, man, because it's like now and in hindsight, it's like maybe that's why, one of the reasons to why you did go to Friends. Like maybe that was somebody guiding you, you know, spiritually.
And honestly, outside of Hutch college experience, Friends was the next best, you know. I was a mini celebrity at Friends.
Oh, like, yeah, I bet.
You know, like it was weird stuff. People touching me and like, oh my gosh, Joe Mitchell's here at the party. Like it was just like weird stuff. Like I'm like, yo, man, I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm just happen to be here tonight, you know. But had Friends and knowing Bailey. So with volleyball, those volleyball girls all around us, and you know, so having girls around me, even though they wasn't my girls, but
for sure,
like entourage in a sense. I'm with Bailey, she got her friends, and now I'm the only dude with all these girls. So it's like some envy there, and you know, it was a good time too. I wouldn't change it. I loved Friends. I love what I did for Friends. They actually put me in a Hall of Fame, as you spoke about. I think I'm one, if not the only, but one of the youngest ever placed in Hall of Fame. I think I was placed in 2019. I graduated in 2014. So
that's the same year Jordan went in the Hall of Fame as well.
Jordan who?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, 2009 and then 2019 again.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Remember like the crying Michael Jordan meme?
Yeah.
It's crazy because, you know, when we speak about like mental health or even just like, you know, black men being able to express their emotions, like Michael Jordan, people don't realize he was getting his Hall of Fame. Like that was his Hall of Fame speech when he was crying, when everybody's making those Jordan crying memes.
Yeah.
You know, and so then when Kobe Bryant died, rest in peace, the first thing he says when he gets on stage is like, hey, I'm feeling, you know, I don't want to cry because I don't want to be a meme for the next decade. You know, so he can't even express his emotions when he's accepting something positive, right? And then even to be able to express his emotions when he, when his, you know, his mentee is, you know, passes away, man.
A lot of that goes to how unintelligent our society is about emotion.
Right.
No emotional
Somebody, a man
intelligence.
cries and then we just chop it up and make a meme out of it for the next 10 years.
It's like, and I understand it to a certain extent, but again, if I didn't have my knowledge and growth, that's why I say I can understand it. But it's like, what do you got to cry about? You did this and that, but to me, it's the struggles you probably have to go through, the hurdles.
Man, so many.
You know, people just don't know the half of what athletes go through. You know, the injuries, the family issues, and with Jordan, he had several divorces before he retired.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had people trying to extort him for money. You know, it's a conspiracy, but they say his pops Pat got killed because of something like that with gambling and things of that nature.
I remember hearing about that. I didn't really know exactly what was all factual, but it was interesting.
I don't know either, but I heard a little bit about it. But those things affect athletes. Like, I feel we look at athletes and like they got a clear conscience. They don't have nothing to complain about.
Nah, they got a lot of stuff to go through.
A lot.
People just think the money is just gonna like ease everything out.
I feel it's, I wouldn't say it's probably equal or maybe even more than what we have to go to as people that don't have the spotlight on us.
Right. There's a lot of attention, a lot of pressure.
LeBron can't even go to a grocery store. Imagine not being able to go to Walmart. Like, you know, safely. I got to have an entourage of security.
I always wondered about that. Like, how do celebrities like a LeBron go to Whole Foods? Yeah, and they don't. They have, I guess, assistants or
that would be like sometimes. That eases my mind, you know. That to get away from, like, I go gas up the cars. I know I ain't got the kids with me, you know. I leave them with Bailey. I just go do that, chill, get some air at the gas pump, you know. You know what I'm saying. That's a underrated blessing I have.
Have you seen the Andre 3000 interview
with who?
He was
in the shop.
Not with the shop, as one before when he came out with the album with the flute. But I'm bringing this up because he talks about how the laundromat is like his like go-to, and he talked about how when he was famous he couldn't just do simple things like do the laundry. So like now, like he just goes to the laundromat. Like that's where it reminds him of like where he came from. You know what I mean? So like when I hear you talking about filling up the gas and all that stuff, like that's what Andre. I think you really look like that interview, man.
I'm gonna check it out. It's. Again, we often do things and we're not in realization that it's actually something that is helping. Or a lot of times, like even like getting a new car, when you look at a new car, like I can go buy a brand new Honda, right? But it won't have the bells and whistles of like a 2015 Cadillac. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like seat, you know, sunroof probably. Even though it's a brand new car, but people don't know what they're missing. Like they want that thing until it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yes, we don't realize that celebrities are missing this thing because we still have access to it. But say that's taken away, even though I got billions of dollars.
Man, that's right. That's right. The simple things get taken away because that's what's really, you know, the intimacy is more valuable than attention. Especially now we live in like an attention economy, and especially with artificial intelligence, like you can automate attention. But you can't do that with intimacy. People that you know for a long time that you trust. Like AI is gonna have a hard time doing that. because that's what the human, even like this interaction right here is like, you know, you can't automate this. Like AI can't do that. Right. And so when people become famous or like stars, especially mega stars like a LeBron or a Kanye or a Drake, you can't go to the grocery store.
Okay, man. And
you don't even want to go probably at that rate, because like how many pictures are you going to have to take? And then now that one photo after you already took 20, somebody's like, oh, Joe's an A-hole. Yeah, exactly, he told me to screw off. But it's like, man, I just took 25 pictures, man. I'm feeling off today. Like,
you know, I'll tell you this story. And actually, I'm going to share this first before I tell you this story. But so I listen to Rod Wave. A lot of people don't like Rod Wave because he's, I guess, sad. But I don't think they're truly listening to the music and what he's saying.
He's been through a lot, man.
Yeah, and he has true pain. And it's a lot of things that we go through in daily life, but he has a line, you know, he said, walks in the mall with 1,000 on me. I don't see nothing that I want. Imagine having all the money in the world, and you can't decide or you can't fathom something that you want in a store. To me, that is, for one, forcing me to work on myself and what is truly that is driving me to live, you know? And also he's in to me, a big time depression.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't saying that I had 10,000, I'm about to go blow it crazy. Like, but you know, money can bring temporary happiness.
Yeah.
You know, I think people always give that black and white. Can money bring happiness or not? It's not really truly that. It can bring temporary. I can make it happy for a little bit.
Right. You can get a new car.
Yeah,
cool,
you know,
riding around.
But eventually that car get old. That money goes away. And now we back into square one to where we're at. But that line just hits me so differently because.
Which project was that on?
Man, I listened to all of them, but I believe that is on Soulfly. Changing.
Because now I remember last time because you told me, I think it was at the wedding, how like you kind of backed away from even listening to hip hop, and then you said too you were listening to Dave East a lot, you know, and I kind of started peeping out Dave East, man. So I definitely take your recommendations music wise, man, because
Rod Wave is I love him because it's just a soulful vibe. It's not just in your face, and most hip hop now is just kind of. Man, I don't even know how to explain it, honestly. Outside of the girls throwing, you know, talking about that stuff.
Like when I was on Big Sam's podcast, like I said, like I feel like when I listen to hip hop, like I spend a lot of money. Because like music does impact you, you know, and like so when you're younger, like, you know, when you have multiple girlfriends, all that stuff, when you're like in that, you know, adolescence phase, right? I feel like that connects, but like the maturity aspect, like definitely I'm listening to like artists that are going to be more like maybe even like Jay-Z's 444. And I think that's why Drake got a lot of pushback, because he hasn't really matured, some would say, like as an artist, as how he should be, because he's still trying to, you know, impress the youth.
And I agree.
You know, I think that's what kind of got him, why he possibly lost, one of the reasons why he lost the battle. But, you know, I love Drake, you know, but I think that's the difficulty of being famous too. Like, it's like, you have to still try to please everybody.
You think he lost the battle?
Oh, you don't think that he lost?
I don't think it's a winner loss.
Oh, this is gonna be a good conversation, because for the longest I felt like he won, but then I kind of was like, dang, like he did lose.
I think again it comes from a society acceptance.
Let's talk about this. I'm interested, and I know the beef has been a while now over, but it definitely was you know, big impact.
My perspective on beefs, especially with the music, is, to me, it's not a clear winner, because everybody is subjective to the music.
Right, exactly.
So, but from my standpoint of Drake and Kendrick just had the last hit, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's a never ending fight, and then one just concedes. Even with Drake and Meek, I felt Meek didn't just lose. It's just Drake had more hits. He
had the last hit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And people will say, well, that's loss. But to me, like,
it was the last hit, a knockout.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was. I just think Kendrick created a catchy song people can dance to. Well, I mean, I just
is that not how you win though?
No, I don't think so, man. If it's not bars and truth in the bars, like traditional,
so that was the thing that
rap.
I really didn't like, is the fact that for when can you tell a lie and then for you to win.
Yeah.
And I felt like for me, like, because I was definitely like, I was like, nah, like I'm still team OVO for sure. But I felt like it was like pretty much just like, you know, Drake is like the Tom Brady. You know, the LeBron, people always want to see the stars lose. You know, Kendrick is the underdog in that situation. True. But I think, in my own personal opinion, like I said this before, the reason why Kendrick won, quote unquote, right, was because he had the West Coast. He had the West Coast. And he could play that culture card that Drake maybe couldn't play. And, you know, now it's kind of like, you know, I'm blacker than you. You're not even from America. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, you're not even in your kid's life like how I am. It was like more of like this, you know, the West Coast is so loyal, man. Like from LA, Nipsey, Kobe, like if you're from the coast, it's like they just gonna show love. And Drake, he lost all of his cool points, I would say, after Atlanta kind of disowned him after the whole Future and Metro thing. So now Drake is, you know, he's been wanting to sit at this cool table for such a long time. And it was really all Atlanta folks. And then they kind of disowned him. 21 was like, he couldn't really pick a side. So now he's just sitting by himself. And Kendrick comes over and just, Drake ain't nobody defend.
After Drake responds, I can speak more on it. But I'm not a fan of neither one. I like Kendrick's music over Drake's because to me Drake's more of just a vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it is a vibe.
You know, but you know, I don't have a tendency to lean towards one or the other. But I do applaud Drake for being solo. I am one, and he's taking punches. You know, I think a lot of people can't do that, and to me, it's like if this is a fight, Kendrick did get a bunch of people. Now they're ganging up on him. So you're getting jumped.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
He is getting jumped. So, yeah, for sure.
But it is what it is, you know. And I didn't heard people. Wayne is my all-time favorite rapper.
Easy.
Thinking Wayne should jump in this, and
I know he kind of did a little bit, like he made a little taunt at like a performance. But I think if Wayne would have jumped in, like he would have.
The thing is with Wayne, he's just out of the generation, the era.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like a Jay-Z and Wayne, they can't get into battle rap now. To me,
like
really, even like with Eminem with MGK, like that was just like, why are you even talking to this 12-year-old?
That's MGK trying to get clout.
You know, like it's just that's my thing. Like
absolutely,
that's why I feel like there's no way Wayne should even.
It would have been nice though, just for like.
I would, but really, it's more who can make the best song now, though.
Absolutely.
Or who can gather more dirt over.
That's all it is. That's how you win the battle. Like, so, like, if Drake would have had dirt, like, you know, saying his, you know, the whole Dave Free thing and everything, like, it's just really about dirt. But really, I remember I saw this post and it was like, man, really, it's just two grown men writing mean poetry to each other.
I wish they would do an album and an album. Let's see who's better. We ain't got to talk bad about each other. Give me some good music.
That's it.
And then I can say, well, Kendrick won this one. Drake won this one. You know?
Exactly.
You ain't got all the dirt out there, man. But that's what society wants.
But it's like, is that really good for the culture? You know, like, is it like just like on the note of talking about division and pickup games? Like you've lost, maybe not lost friends, but you've had, you know, ups and downs of friendships because of that. And I see it like that. You know, it became personal. It was a pickup game and elbows got thrown and now people talk about each other's parents and you know what I mean? And kids, like that's a low one, man. Like
I feel you.
Like imagine somebody like dissing you and talking about one of your kids on the track, bro. Like
I honestly, you know, with me, it's like if it's not true, I'm not gonna address it. But my kids is a soft spot for me. You know, I tell my good friend Josh, you know, I say, man, my kids are the only people that would probably land me in jail if something happened to them. You know,
no, absolutely, I understand because
like, something I didn't,
and you would feel still okay. Like, hey, I know I did the right thing. At the end of the day, I protected them, right?
I'm gonna go sit down and do what I got to do, and hopefully I get out. You know, and then start over there. But
it's definitely inspiring, man. I would say, like, you know, Joe, like just for you, like even like getting married, and then like because I don't have too many friends who are married. I know Deontay is married, and you know, he didn't have a wedding, so like it was really cool being able to see you get married and, being able to go across all those odds. And then too, like being a father, my situation of, with my son is, complicated with his mom, but like, I would say it's inspiring for sure. Like I wasn't really into like sports because my sophomore year in high school, that's when I realized like, I was like, I'm not, cut out for it like that, man. But, definitely like, even like when you guys were younger, like, you and Bryce, like definitely inspired me. Like, cause back then it was like, man, I want to, really be a hooper, bro. So it's like, I definitely want to get those flowers, bro.
I appreciate that. And Bryce, actually, he pushed me to make me who I am. Honestly, I stand the night over his house. I used to stay the night like all the time over his crib. And we would play ball till like 11
Bro, I remember I would be asleep, and I remember y'all be outside. I'm like, they still out there.
We were just in love with the game. We used to watch like old highlights.
I remember
his pops used to record our young tapes, and I seen his pop at the barbershop not too long ago, maybe some months ago. But he said he still got them tapes, man, and we played summer ball together. Bryce was actually my first. Outside of my little sister, my first true best friend that's outside of my family,
It's crazy because I felt the same way too. Mm-hmm. Like I remember I met Bryce back in first grade, but like, like Bryce is definitely inspiration for both of us, bro. Like
I remember when I found out his name was Chris. His real name is Christopher.
Bro, I forgot about that.
You probably gonna be mad I'm saying that right now.
Bryce's real name is Christopher. Wow.
Yeah, and I used to call him.
So Bryce is his middle name?
Yeah.
No way. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
And he's doing great too, man. Dylan, going back to Dylan. So
yeah, Dylan Knox.
Me and Bryce, we communicate here and there. Kind of brought us back together at Dylan's wedding, but Dylan just got married. I think March, April. Around that time.
Wow.
And it was a beautiful wedding. Dylan's Catholic, so it was at Holy Savior.
Yeah, yep, he is.
We had a good time, but me, Bryce, and Dylan, the same ramp. It was trouble, man. Not bad trouble, but good trouble to a certain extent. But those times, man, were the best times.
Bro, I remember we would hoop on that goal in Bryce's basement with the little Nerf basketball. It was like serious. I'm like,
would be sweating everything.
I'm like, man, I'll be asleep. I'm like, man, like I remember even Jose Pee Wee, rest in peace. Like he was out there hooping too. Like
Jose,
it's crazy because that's when I first met him at Bryce's house.
Yeah, man. Even George Kersey,
rest in peace, man. It's crazy, man. Like
man,
George.
That was a long time ago, but man, we was all in. The other Bryce too.
Yeah, that's when I first met Bryce Gray. Yeah, Bryce Laviest like house was like the mecca of like meeting friends and sports, bro.
RJ Presley,
everybody's steering.
Yeah,
bro. Like that was
all them through Bryce. All y'all through Bryce. Honestly.
Every time when I drive past that house, I'll be looking like just to see like, am I gonna see people hooping? I never seen anybody hoop on that goal.
Right, man.
Since after he left that blue house, I never seen anybody.
Nobody,
goal,
man.
Bro. Because I used to live right in Bel Air, so I would drive past the house all the time. And I would look. I'm like, man, where is everybody? How are you gonna have this nice court out there and not even hoop?
Oh man, that's crazy, dog. That house should be some.
If I was Bryce, I would buy the house back and just
around here, man.
Yeah, bro.
It was again. That was great times, man. We used to pops and them order pizza. We eat pizza in the morning, afternoon, and dinner.
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, that was good times.
Pizza, it really was, bro. Because it's like it was a staple in my childhood. I would say. You know what I mean? Being able to go there, get away from home, not have to worry about nothing. And so it's like something like, as fathers now, we both can try to, give that to our kids, to be that home, you know what I mean? To just not have to worry about nothing. Because back then, man, like, we didn't have really much responsibilities.
Nah, man.
Compared to now, man, like with just paying bills. And I do believe responsibilities do give your life more meaning. So I'm thankful for having the responsibilities, but sometimes it can be overwhelming.
It is. And speaking of overwhelming, man, right now, my daughter's 4 and trying to make the decision what we're going to do for school. And me being in the position I am in the district, seeing here a lot of things, this doesn't sit well, which, is probably in every district. But with Wichita being an inner city district,
I hear you,
it's just different. And then also just the the curriculum of school.
It's
what they're teaching them. Do I even want to have my daughter taught that? Which, you know, people have to do their research, but it's just a lot about that stuff. It's just,
I know,
it's, I seen something and it was talking about how school was made for the industrial
revolution
or stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess just help people to become workers for the factory.
Correct. And
like literally,
while we have bells, because they have bells on assembly lines.
Yeah,
you know, it's nothing in life.
And how that it's so similar. It looks like with prison too. Like you see those pictures of like the.
You ever heard about the school walls to prison walls?
What was that?
School walls to prison.
Oh, the prison pipeline.
School halls to prison walls.
Yep.
School to prison pipeline. Literally. Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy.
We're molding kids for prison, man. Honestly, and they check the. Again, I don't know factual stuff, but it's somewhat true. But they check the third grade reading comprehension scores to determine how many prisons they're going to need for the future. So basically they're saying at third grade, if you can't read, you're probably not going to be able to read when you get to become an adult and be able to comprehend at a level to help you be sustainable in society. So we have to have room in prison.
Wow.
So we have a place for you to go. And to me, that's mind blowing in itself, because we have not yet revamped our education.
We haven't,
since it became education, you know,
right.
Which is crazy. And the other thing that kind of worries me about it, you know, you have kids, which I'm all for this. I don't want to come off like I'm against this, but you have a kid that has 5 credits going into senior year.
Right. And they'll just pass them.
They graduate.
And give them D's to pass them.
They go take these classes. So you telling me I can do a whole 4-year high school in basically 6 months.
It's kind of a slap in the face to the other kids.
Right. Know? And I have to go sit here for 8 hours of a day, listen to again, this is just my opinion, but a dictator. This is what most teachers are, right? You got to do what I say in my classroom and not a way to express myself. I got to ask to go to the restroom. I got to eat at a certain time. I don't get to choose what I eat unless I bring it from home. What if I don't have that resources? You know, like it's just so many factors, and not to add the traumas that these kids are going through, especially our inner city kids.
Definitely. And I saw you went back to Stuckey. You were doing something like almost like a Boys to Men kind of group that I used to do, like helping them out, like ties and stuff. What was that from?
I'm a base coordinator at Stuckey.
So what is that? What does that stand for?
BASE is Better Academics and Social Excellence, which we have a group of minority kids, Hispanic or Black kids, which we also bring in some other races as well if they want to join. But we just put them in position to see other things that can happen outside of their norm. Usually, you know, a lot of these kids are great students. I mean, they have to have a 3.0.
Right.
They have to have 0 in-school, out-of-school suspensions. And they have to be at school 95% of the time. So we call it 95-03. 95 attendance rate, attendance rate, 0 in-school, out-of-school, 0 in-school, out-of-school suspension, and no in-school, or 3.0.
Right. For sure.
I'm all over the place with my words. But so that is the realm or the requirements for that, and we bring those boys in and we try to get them to college visits. WSU Tech does a great thing with Wichita Public Schools that allows some kids to graduate with trades
from high school.
Yeah, from high school, so you can start a career from high school.
That's why I feel like that's what it should be for all high schools. So what program is that?
It's through WSU Tech, and you just have to go talk to your counselor to get sign up and get information. More like easy, man. It should be broadcasted more, but I think they feel that they're doing a good enough job, which a lot of parents just don't read their information. Honestly, we send information home, we send parent links. It's just not being read. So you know, busy, they see stressed, it, but it should be something as if like, okay, let me call Chris's parents. Hey, I think Chris can really do this. But where we come into a disconnect, it's more or less they do it for certain kids versus the other kids. And that could be from lack of parent participation. We have situations where parents block the school number. When he's at school, it's your problem. When she's at school, it's your problem. She's your problem. How is that helping us? How's it helping you?
Yeah, we're supposed to be a team.
I have talked to some parents. I had a great conversation with a parent about homework. And I get the responsibility side of it. And I'm anti-homework too. If I'm in school 8 hours, why am I bringing home work for sure. Home? Right. Home. This is my time to relax. It's another study that happened. Almost 60 or 70% of kids, their main stressor is school.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy. So I have the anxiety because I have a test that I'm not prepared for. Can't speak to the teacher because he or she is going to act a certain way. You should have studied. You have this, blah, blah, blah. Which to me, school to me was more of, it was not a challenge of critical thinking. It was nothing that was student led. We didn't have discussions. They never asked our opinion on anything. It was like, read the chapter, answer the questions at the end. Here's how to do the math formula. You have odd numbers. We'd work on evens tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what it was.
It's not about free thinking.
It's not, man.
It's just like do what you need to follow the rules and do what you're told. And that's why so many kids
struggle.
Yeah.
They are struggling,
so many kids, man. So what I wanted to talk a little bit about the diversity and inclusion program, right? Or what you guys do there. Do you guys help out with all these things that we're talking about?
Yeah, so this is a beautiful thing that I'm a part of, man. But we have a group called Future Ready Advocates.
Okay.
And of these advocates, all of us are Black, which we were put in place to help serve the need of African American boys being suspended 5 times the rate of any other race. Which just came out in the DOJ, some information on that. If people are not aware of that, you can find it as public record. Mm-hmm. So we have caseloads. It started like this. We had caseloads of African American students at these schools that we just come in, advocate for, make sure they're doing the right thing, trying to keep them in school and not in school, out of school.
Right.
Which the hiccup is, and I've expressed this to people, like, when you have policy that supports the punishments or the crime, or the punishments or what word am I looking for? When you have policies that determine the term that the kids get, the consequence, that's what I'm looking for, consequence that the kids get from the behavior, it's not going to change. If that makes sense. So, but also on the other hand, we have situation where these kids are being suspended for insubordination, which in a lack of, people don't know that, not listening, not following directions in a sense. So you got a kid that's being sent to the office because you asked him to pull up his pants, he didn't do it. My suggestion to that, tell him again. I get you. We're in school, right? We're teaching. You have to have patience. You have to have grace.
Right. So many teachers and parents don't have the patience, and it's hard. You know.
Also, as a teacher, a former teacher, when you are, even as a therapist, you kind of can relate to this. When you are someone that has had, privilege in your life, understand how things are going. Right. You have a better life, and then you have this inner city kid, pop's probably in jail, mom, doing what she's doing, whatever the case may be, probably taking care of siblings, and then he has to come in here and, don't have any type of guidance or direction. Man, and he's seeking attention. Really, that's what they're doing, seeking attention. So he's acting out, misbehaving. That's all
that it is. Usually a good chunk of it is.
Yeah, who's going to build the relationship?
A lot of the negative behavior is the need for attention.
And that's kind of where we come in. Mm-hmm. We built that relationship. And the beauty of my job, I have freedom to move around, but I can interact with any kid. I don't come off as an authoritative figure. Number one thing kids want to do, and this is humans. Mm-hmm. One, they want to feel appreciated. And listen to them. I can hear a kid tell me, only hit him because he did this. Okay, I understand that.
Right.
Okay, I understand why you hit him. But do you see why how you hitting him is a consequence for that? We cannot do that in school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's a different
because the schools are not the streets.
Yeah, it's a different breakdown now. Okay, now I maybe take my consequence to the chin and I move on, and now I can go back out there in the population.
Do you think they should be educating this like in like the actual core classes? You know, like just like emotional regulation management, like just so instead of some of these, you know,
we have social and emotional learning that's supposedly supposed to take place. I feel you have to be regulated to be able to regulate the child. Absolutely. And that's where I feel the disconnect is. And also we have, again, no negative. I just want to throw that disclaimer. Mm-hmm. You know, this is facts. When you have teachers coming from Hutch, Rose Hill, Derby, Winfield to come teach inner city kids, and you know nothing about them or nothing about where it's a huge disconnect.
Absolutely.
Also,
judgment.
When your population is heavy on one race versus the other, it's hard to learn from someone that does not look like me and also cannot relate to me. Mm-hmm. You know, this is how half of my relationships is built on, I know your dad, I know your mama.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh, I seen you at the age now. Football. Yeah, I seen you at the football field.
I know you outside of school.
Yeah, I see now. I'm gonna tell you, you know, you ain't gonna, it's just like that. You go to my church, you know, or
because that's how it used to be. We had more of that community involvement.
Village. Takes a village, man.
Yeah, bro.
And now it's more or less people afraid or ashamed that they kid got an IEP, or they're ashamed that their kid is being this, or we even have the parental things that come around in the school. You know, you can't tell dad certain things because he has no rights. But I know dad. Dad could be my cousin, or dad could be, you know what I'm saying? It's like really the policy needs to, some policies. But until we revamp that and revamp the education system, we're going to constantly have these situations.
Constantly, man. And somebody has to do it.
Somebody has
to do it. Joe's gonna be the guy.
I would love to, honestly, man.
We'll have to like team up and try to figure something out, man. Because I run into that same issue when I'm working with kids one-on-one. Like, you know, it's cool, like kind of like what you're doing, because you can be able to. I'm kind of like, you know, confined in the four walls of the room, if you will, like for ethical reasons, you know. But like, you know, it's just kind of like I see the same thing, and I see some of the same kids have the same ideologies of like, you know, he hit me and this, that, and like really trying to break that down to figure out, you know, the fight starts not because he hit you, but usually something you said with your tongue or something else. You know, the fight starts before that. And so like really understanding, but at the end of the day, we're fighting people that look just like us.
And I try to break it down to them. Why are we fighting? Like, what is the purpose of the fight?
What is the purpose?
I try to get them, I get them before they fight. So we sit down and have a restorative moment, circle, whatever, because how many people's involved. But I tell them all the time, so you fight this young man or fight this young lady. Next week when you come back, you're going to walk by this young lady like nothing happened. Right? That's how it works. I don't know if you ever been in a fight in school.
Yeah.
I've been in a fight in school. I fought the dude. Man, we ended up probably being friends afterwards. You know, like, so I'm saying, why don't you want to talk it out? Why can't you talk it out? By this time, I done got him in like, okay, let's squash it. Now we have that phone. So, you know, you got a kid that is talking about somebody on TikTok or did this on.
I couldn't imagine going to like middle school with TikTok.
And then that comes into the school, and then we talk. It may be squashed, and then they went back on the school bus or something. She sent this, he sent that, but what I like to express to them, none of my fights did anything for me. It was all negative. I never had a positive from my fights. I didn't get paid. I'm not Floyd Mayweather, you know. I probably got hurt. I either got a whooping from my mom or daddy, or, you know, depending on how the fight went, right? And it's like, it's nothing positive from it. So if we can, again, reprogram our kids, which starts with our adults, that if we can lead with a voice of trying to reason, you know, try to bring it down, you know, knowing how to communicate to people where they're not taking offense to it. Like, hey, I can address something that bothers me to you without offending you. But a lot of people lack that skill.
They really do.
I would say probably 80% of us lack that skill. I struggle with that skill sometimes because I want to be very direct. And depending on the person, sometimes you do want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, if you take something personal.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? But we have to teach our children to be emotionally intelligent. So, like, a lot of stuff that they're dealing with. Yes, it's super challenging, bro. It might be big in their life.
It's big, and like this kind of like segues into like my next point, man. Like teaching children to be emotionally intelligent, and then obviously what Bailey's doing there at the Mindful Minis, man. Like, can you talk about that for a second too? Because I feel like that segues in, like, but with the younger kids, you know, so like starting even at an earlier age. Like, I'm really curious to like what Mindful Minis does versus like other daycares, you know?
So it's a mental health informed daycare, which we are just teaching our staff on the approach of students and how we are redirecting them, how we are not establishing consequences, but giving options. Yeah. If that makes sense. What I do with my child, like, I don't work in the daycare, but of course I understand the concept. But what we do with our child, we give her options. She may want to go outside, right? You can't go outside right now. It's scorching hot or something, you know? So we can either go outside, or we can either go downstairs, or we can sit here and color. But it's not no, we're not going outside, sit down. You
right, because then you feel like you don't have any like freedom.
Exactly. So it's either go downstairs and play, or we can sit here and color. So that gives them options to take control of the situation versus, no, we're not going outside, sit down, be quiet. Like, that is just very harsh.
It produces opposition.
Exactly. You know? And they're going to fight back, cry, pass out.
It's a power struggle.
Exactly. And as parents, we struggle to give up that power. I struggle to give up that power at times. You know, right now I can talk about that because I'm in a calm mind, but sometimes, you know, Nova's been on one, you know, I might be like, no, right. You know, it's not going to happen. You know, then I reason with her to give her explanation because I don't want her to feel a certain way. Yeah. I don't want her to feel like, you know, her siblings are getting more attention than her because she's the oldest now. But we have an infant and we have a 2-year-old. Remy just turned 2. Wow. Yep. She just turned 2 yesterday.
4, 2 and an infant.
Yeah. So with that, I feel Nova could be left out at times. So a lot of things she wants to do, we can't do at the time. You know, before we can go outside, hang out, you know what I'm saying? Do this, that. You know, she was our main attraction, main attention. But now we have others. She has to share that. And I try to reason with her. Bailey does a great job of reasoning with her. Bailey does a great job of trying to get her to share. You know, they don't understand that concept. But tying it back into my Mindful Minis, that's kind of where we're at. And also we help parents in a sense. We have parent services that are reaching out for services to help with their children if needed by therapy services and or, you know, just counseling. Yeah. You know, parent groups like, hey, you know, come in and we speak to them about certain things. And how
I was curious about that too. So like if a kid is like really struggling, then you could refer them to therapy or maybe even do therapy there at the daycare.
Yes, that is our goal. So we are working on a second location right now. We're coming to Wichita, hopefully. Yeah. And I think it will happen. Of course, it's going to happen eventually, but sooner than later. But with that, we're trying to implement a therapy room office in our daycare.
So Bailey's going to end up going full time just with the Mindful Minis at
maybe,
one point.
Maybe not. Again, we don't know how that ends. Yeah. We always say we cross that bridge when we get there.
Absolutely.
But right now with how Mindful Minis is and what Bailey is doing with it, I think it's just a beautiful thing. And I think it will probably take off from around the state.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With the name too, Mindful Minis.
If we make some good decisions, great connections, which we already have some working, I think we have a chance to expand this and hopefully get to nationwide. But like I said, Bailey has the personality for it. She has the welcoming. She has the connection. She has the pace, the patience. She's gentle. Yeah, all of that, man. She's so smart. Seriously, man. I don't think she has anything lower than an A. But I'm not even measuring off of school grades, just intellect in general, you know, how she articulates herself. You know, she just knows the right things to say. I'm proud of her, as you can see.
Man, man, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just hearing, like, seeing how happy and how proud you are. Once again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an inspiration for me. Like, you know, somebody who would love to be married and being able to be in a happy marriage. Like, I can see that you are happy in your marriage, and you know what I mean. Like, you're proud of her.
I am. Man.
You know what I mean? You didn't get married out of obligation like how some folks do, man. And you weren't afraid to, you know, do something that might have been different when everybody's telling you, oh, you should be with somebody that looks like this. You know, some people, you know, fall on, man. So, like, I just really appreciate you coming on the show, Joe. Like, you know, I'm definitely honored to have you on and surprised about how the conversation was able to go, you know, because, you know, I'm not like a huge sports guy, but I was like, I want to really kind of go a little bit deeper to see like who Joe really is, man. So like, you're definitely gonna have to come on again to have that conversation about with kids like that alone. It's just such a big conversation with the youth.
I agree, man, and I'm gonna bring the wife next time, and
man, we're gonna get another mic and get another camera so that she can. Man.
She just had a baby, so that's kind of why she would have been here with me. But the most important thing about marriage and relationship, you have to choose that person. It is times where it's tough, man, and it's times where things was not looking great. But again, she chose to be with me. I don't do the divorce thing. And I think a lot of people use that as a cop-out to not want to do the work.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's like quitting the team.
Yeah, I agree. It's deal breakers. It's things that will tarnish the relationship and it's no return. But I also believe that it's always, if I can co-parent with you, we can be in a relationship. Right. That is a relationship.
It's almost like, not to compare it to parenting, but like you don't just kick your kid out because they got in a fight at school.
No.
Or they cussed you out, even though it could be really like hurtful. Like you still gonna figure out how to be their parent.
You're so right. My also advice was to males or even females, if it's things that you want in your marriage or relationship, communicate it.
Educate the needs.
That's all. And if that person is not willing to give, then decide what you want to do. Don't go out there and make a stupid mistake.
Man.
Don't go out there and, you know, make yourself look bad. One thing my mama used to say, well, don't embarrass me at that school. You know,
man, that's so much pressure as far as parenting because you're gonna make me an embarrassment.
Yeah, I do not want to be the embarrassment. I don't want to be the talk.
But it should be like that because I know I see one kid and his family is like very well known, so like that's what keeps him focused. Like, hey, my family name, like I can't get in this fight because the family's gonna know
exactly.
And so that whole concept is gone. Like people don't even care about their families, but the family is the first business, and you guys are making this business right here at Mindful Minis. You guys are doing it, man. And so, you know, blessings to you guys, man. And I hope that you guys can be able to find another location here in Wichita. Maybe even when this podcast episode drops, bro, you might already have the location
possibly
going, man. So once again, bro, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you, man.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on the show and rocking with me, man. So all you guys out there watching and tuning in, thank you as well for tuning in. If you made it this far on the podcast, all the way an hour plus in, I don't know how long it's been, make sure you subscribe, like, and share it with just one person who you feel like could connect with this, man. So we're going to get out of here for now, man. This is the Fully Connected Podcast. Joe Mitchell. Where can people follow you if they want to bring their kid into the Kansas Stars?
Oh, Kansas Stars Facebook. If you have any kid from 5 years old to 15, who knows? Any kid, just inquire, send us a message. We can work something out. Also, if you got any kids that are needing childcare, families needing childcare, we have some limited spots at Mindful Meaning. Yes, we are in Derby, but it is well worth the drive for my Wichita folks. What we're doing out there is a beautiful thing for children, and I think that it's going to be very influential for their growth. So definitely reach out to us at www.mindfulminisdaycare.com.
Hey, you guys heard it here first. All right, so once again, the Fully Connected Podcast, we're gonna sign out. Thank you guys for watching. Shouts out to Joe for coming on the show. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.